Yes, the only sport he plays is baseball, but he does it very well and has been rewarded for all his hard work with a scholarship from the University of Tennessee. When we played them over there at their place, of course, kind of like with our guys, they had walk-up music, and the walk-up music for Bennett Myers, to no one's surprise, Rocky Top. Hate that song. I hate that song, Jimmy. I hate that song worse than any song I've ever hated before. I hate it so much I can taste it. Just, too many times at Commonwealth Stadium or Kroger Field when Tennessee was playing UK and would just score and score and score, and I'd hear that song 6, 7, 8 times. And they sing it and play it with gusto. Gosh. Cameron White at the plate, leading things off. Myers' first delivery to him is going to be up high and outside for ball 1. White on the season, now batting .281 on 18 out of 64. 5 doubles, a couple of home runs, including that game winner against Campbell County the other night. He'll lift a fly ball down the right field line, and this one is going to go out of play as Austin Presley, the right fielder for Franklin, just plain old ran out of room. Count goes even at 1-1. White with a team-high 20 RBIs. He's also scored 18 runs and just really having a nice season. Cameron, a junior. Of course, by now we're getting close enough to where we can almost call him a senior as the next pitch is taken for a strike. Last day of class is the 18th, is that right? So time running short. Commencement will be next Friday. The wind and the 1-1 is going to be outside for a ball as the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lead-off batter for the Breds here in the bottom of the second, scoreless game. Myers gets the sign from his catcher, Landon Armstrong, and the break even is right down Main Street for strike 3. The first strikeout of the game delivered by Bennett Myers. That'll bring Corey Vaughn to the plate. Corey in the uncustomary role of designated hitter today, batting for his brother Brian, who's playing at second. Vaughn looking down to Coach Whitaker for the sign before stepping back in the box.
Corey Vaughn.
Vaughn leads the team, or is second on the team in batting at .375, but does lead the team in hits with 27 and in runs scored with 22. Also has a team-leading 7 doubles and 2 triples. Here's a shot down the left field line, but this one's going to sail foul and out of play for strike 1. On your schedules, it says that next Friday we're supposed to play Lloyd Memorial here at home. That ain't happening because of commencement. So on Saturday, we're not going to be playing Mason County, but rather playing Lloyd here on the Hilltop at 11 o'clock. So make that notation on your calendar that there is no game on Friday, but there will be a game on Saturday at 11 against the Juggernauts of Lloyd Memorial. One of the best ever mascot names or nicknames, the Juggernauts. Surprised there are not more Juggernauts out there. Next pitch to Corey, drops in there for a strike. Nice pitch. Here's a kid that hadn't pitched all year. He's dropping in curveballs like that. The wind and the 0-2 is down low and inside for a ball. Count goes to 1-2 on Corey. Giving way to Connor Kilpela to let him play defensively at first base today. As the lineup kind of jumbled. Coach trying to shake him up after that disappointing extra inning loss to Nicholas County the other day. Next pitch is outside as the count goes even at 2-2. I think tomorrow after LTS, I'll go get my hair cut, come up to the Hilltop, watch the Phillies play, go home, cut the grass, come back and watch the Phillies play their second game as well. That'll be my day. Oh, you don't know me very well if you think I'm going to bed after a ball game. I tend to stay up a while. A lot of interesting shows on TV at 3 o'clock in the morning. Next pitch is on the, gosh, you've got to be kidding me. That was ankle level. Mr. Home Plate Umpire, you should be embarrassed. Strike 3 called, though, on Vaughn for the second out of the inning. Connor Kelpla will come to the plate now. As we mentioned, Connor playing over at first base today. One of the 4 seniors honored at senior night the other night.
Now batting, number 35, Connor Kilpala.
Kilpala now batting 167 on 1 out of 6, but that one was a double that drove in a run. Here's a pop fly on the left side of the infield, calling for it. The shortstop popped. He'll have it drop right smack dab in the middle of his glove for out number 3 as the Breads are retired in order for the second inning in a row. So as we head now to the top of the third, your score, Harrison County nothing and Franklin County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mack Whitaker Field. Looks like we're going to have a good old pitcher's duel go on between Harrison County's J.D. Kendall and Franklin County's Bennett Myers. Neither pitcher has given up a hit so far through the first couple of innings. Here in the third for the Flyers, it'll be 9-1-2 coming to the plate. Ethan Robinson, Brady Hawkinsmith, and Cameron McDonald. Robinson playing over at second base today. Sophomore stands in. Another 5'4" batter. Here's a bouncer to the right side, gobbled up by Brian Vaughn. He'll throw on to Kilpla at first for the first out of the inning. So the one down, we'll go back to the top of the order now, and Brady Hawkinsmith. Hawkinsmith, the first baseman, bounced back to the mound his first time up.
Now batting, number 23, Brady Hawkinsmith.
Altogether in the 2 games combined, Hawkinsmith now 0 for 3 against thoroughbred pitching, if you include the win we had over in Frankfort back on April the 17th, in which the Flyers got just 1 hit. Squaring to bunt is the batter. The pitch is down low for a ball. Kendall trying to get his team back on track. They had a rather intense pregame meeting, Coach Whitaker and the team. So the next pitch is taken on the outside edge for a strike, evening up the count at 1-1. And the way our team looks a little bit more peppy in this game, I'm guessing that they got the point. Kendall gets the sign from Muth. Winds and fires the 1-1 to the plate, and this one's going to be a chopper to the left side. Room service hop for Cliffy McIlvain. His throw to first is in time to retire Hawkinsmith for out number 2. Cameron McDonald will come back to the plate now. He's the only strikeout victim for Kendall today.
Cameron McDonald.
He's the designated hitter batting for the shortstop Sawyer Pop. Levels the bat at the plate. Now Kendall wheels and fires the pitch, and it's going to be launched into left center field. Going back Cole near the fence, reaches up and makes the grab. Nice play defensively by Cole, who had to run a very long way to track that ball down, but track it down he did for out number 3, because that was ticketed for extra bases if he had not made that catch. So for the first time in the ball game, the Flyers go down 1-2-3. So as we head now to the bottom of the third, your score, Harrison County nothing and Franklin County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, we're heading to the bottom half of the third inning, and a new pitcher on the mound for Franklin, as Lyndon Moore, a left-hander, will take over for Bennett Myers, who retired all 6 batters he faced, including a couple of strikeouts. Moore on the season, making his 4th appearance, all in relief. He's thrown 6 in the third innings, given up 5 hits and 4 walks while striking out 6. He's given up 7 runs, only 2 of which have been earned. Has no record and a pretty darn decent 2.21 earned run average. Now, Moore pitched against Harrison County when we faced these guys in Frankfort earlier this year. In that particular ball game, he went 2 2/3 innings, gave up a hit and a run, which was earned. He also walked a batter and hit a batter while striking out 3. So he'll see what he can do against Harrison County batters. It'll be Jacob Craycraft, J.D. Kendall, and Bodie Muth to start things off. The third inning being brought to you by Clinic Pharmacy, locally owned so you can experience the best personalized care. Talked about the Phillies earlier and their schedule. Next week on Tuesday, they'll host Bishop Brossard in a big home game at 5:30. And on Thursday, they'll head to Lexington to take on the Lady Knights of Catholic. That game's slated to start at 6 o'clock. So no rest for our girls, as Coach Garnett has put together a pretty ambitious schedule. And for this team to go 19-7 says a lot about how talented they are. Craycraft stands in. He's playing over at third base today. The left-handed throwing Moore's pitch is going to be down low for ball 1. Craycraft on the year, 2 out of 8, which is a .250 batting average. Does have 3 RBIs and has scored a run. The wind and the next pitch is going to be up high for ball 2. 2-0 the count to number 17. Junior stands back in there, and the next pitch is going to be on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Leadoff batter for the Breds here in the bottom of the third of a scoreless game so far. Next pitch is going to be outside as the count goes to 3-1 on Craycraft. Jacob has not walked yet this season. Be a good time for one now and get Harrison County their first base runner of the contest. Next delivery to the play is going to be popped up, out of play. The count goes to 3-2. Kellyan's Pizza serving up great food, just like the Breds and Phillies are serving up strikeouts. Call 298-2048 to order for pickup or delivery right now. Craycraft back in the batter's box with a 3-2 count on him. The wind by Moore, and the payoff to the plate is going to be bounced past the mound. Shortstop Pop picks it up in front of the second base bag and fires to first base in time to retire Craycraft, as the first 7 batters in the game have been retired by the pitchers of Franklin County. That'll bring J.D. Kendall to the plate. Kendall, of course, on the mound. getting a bat as well.
Now batting, number 10, J.D. Kendall.
Kendall 4 for 7 this year. That's a .571 batting average. Has a double and 4 RBIs and 3 runs scored. The first pitch to him here is down low and outside for ball 1. Kendall trying to help his own cause here by getting on base. As the Moore's next pitch is outside for ball 2. Lyndon Moore in his first inning of work in relief of the starter, Bennett Myers, who is now at first base defensively. Next pitch is going to be on the inside corner for a strike as the count goes to 2-1. Don't know about that one. Let's see if we can get a good whack at it here. And it's going to be swung on and missed. Well, the opposite of getting a whack. This count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, awaiting his chance to bat, Bodie Muth. Next pitch from Moore is going to be fouled off and out of play behind us. This count stays even at 2-2. Well, the tennis team will probably be practicing this weekend in anticipation of the regional tournament, which will be held up at Campbell County. Goes from Wednesday through Saturday of next week, so best of luck to Coach Markley and his bunch. Break-even pitch is going to be fouled back. So a couple of 2-strike foul balls by Kendall. You know, I hadn't thought about it till just now, but the regional tournament will be going on at Campbell County while we're having commencement here, so a conundrum for the seniors. Here's a bouncing ball right side, picked up by Robinson, the second baseman. He'll fire to first for out number 2. Well, the Breds have yet to get a ball. No, they got one ball into the outfield. That was Lewis's fly ball to begin the game. But the last 8 batters have kept the ball in the infield. Bodie Muth to the plate now, the catcher.
Now batting, number 37, Bodie Muth.
First pitch to Bodie is going to be a fly ball into shallow left. Golson has a beat on it, and he'll grab it. And for the 3rd inning in a row, the Breds go down 1-2-3. We're heading to the 4th, and your score is still not a. You're listening to Harrison County Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mack Whitaker Field, Harrison County and Franklin knotted up at 0-0. Very much a different contest than the one we had in April when the Breds scored 5 in the first, and by the time the 3rd inning came around, they were already up 8-0. But today, having trouble getting on base against the combo of Bennett Myers and most recently his replacement on the mound, Lyndon Moore. Myers will start things off. He walked his first time up, one of a couple of bases on balls
Now
given up by
batting,
Kendall.
Number 22, Bennett Myers.
JD with just 1 strikeout. First delivery to the plate is going to be tipped foul for strike 1. The 4th inning being brought to you by Palmer Hampton Realty. Are you looking to buy or sell your home? Well, call them today and let them work for you. Myers, as we mentioned, batting .490. Outfield playing him to pull. Big time. Kendall's next pitch is going to be down low. This count goes even at 1-1. Track team next Tuesday will be heading back to Georgetown for the Great Crossing All-Comers. Then next Thursday, they'll host the Harrison County All-Comers, which will be the final match or final meet of the regular season. Here's a chopper over the mound and into center field. A hit in any league. Leads things off for Myers here in the top half of the fourth. They'll bring Austin Presley to the plate. Presley lined out to the mound his first time
Now
up.
batting, number 30, Austin Presley.
Presley was 0 for 2 when these two teams played earlier this year. Over at first, Myers will be held on by Kilpala. He does have 5 steals this year. Kendall takes a look over to see how far away he's wandered from that first base bag. As bunting the ball is Presley, but back to the mound. Kendall fires over to second base where they'll retire the lead runner. So a good job that time by J.D. Hopping off the mound and picking that ball up cleanly and throwing a nice line drive pass to his shortstop, Cliffy McIlvaine, covering. So 1 out now, and that runner at first base for Carson Hawkinsmith. Or do we have someone else coming up? No, it's still number 5, yeah.
Now batting, number 5, Carson Hawkinsmith.
Hawkinsmith, a fly out to center field when he came to bat before. Kendall takes a peer over at the runner on first, and the pitch is going to be slapped foul to the left side for strike 1. Well, you probably know about Snappy's Beast Pizza, but don't forget to try their calzones and sandwiches too. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235.
Snap.
Thank you, Ryan. Short lead at first base by Presley, being held on by Kilpala. Kendall taking his time, and now too much time, according to Mr. Hawkinsmith. He'll step out of the batter's box. Shadow of the third base dugout now on the infield, about a foot. Making right field just an awful place to have to play because you're looking straight into the sun setting in the west. Wheeling the bat around is Hawkinsmith at the plate. And Kendall's delivery to him is going to be fouled off and over the press box for strike 2. We were talking a little bit earlier about the Preakness taking place tomorrow with Medina Spirit running, but Bob Baffert will not be there to watch it. Which made me wonder, if Baffert showed up to get a ticket, just like a regular person, would he be allowed in? Would they know? Would they care? It would not be a very good PR move, as the next pitch is bounced foul at the plate. Count remains 0-2, but the question is, can he do it? I mean, there was always that discussion when Pete Rose was banned from baseball, would he even be allowed into Great American Ballpark? And finally, at first they said, no, we don't want him there. But then, what if a friend of his takes him? And he can't stop people. And, of course, every time that Pete Rose is there, the Jumbotron shows him, and everybody cheers, which probably makes Major League Baseball cringe. Next pitch is a liner right at Craycraft. He'll throw on to first base to double. No, they're going to say the throw was not in time. But a nice try by Craycraft as he just very nearly doubled off Presley off of first base after catching that line drive at him. 2 outs now for Jacob
Now
Golson.
batting, number 26, Jacob Golson.
Jacob Golson has yet to be retired by Harrison County pitching this season. When we played these guys over at their place, he came on as a pinch hitter in the 6th and got a single, and he walked his first time here today. 2 outs now in the inning. Kilpala still holding Presley on. No score. Here's a looper into left field. Lewis is there. Easy catch. And the Flyers go down once again without a score. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th. And your score remains Harrison County nothing and Franklin County the same. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County and Franklin County all knotted up in a pitcher's duel. 0-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. The top of the order coming up for the Breds. J. Sean Lewis, Cliffy McElvain, and Gunnar Cole. They'll all be facing the pitcher on the mound now, Lyndon Moore, for the first time. He came on in relief of the starter Bennett Myers last inning and retired the side in order. Lewis, a fly ball out to left when he came to bat before. Once again, the fourth inning being brought to you by Palmer Hampton Realty. Are you looking to buy or sell your home? Call them today and let them work for you. Reds trying to scratch out a win, and if they do, it will be number 20 on the season. Right now, Franklin County pitching has denied the Breds even a single base runner so far.
Batting number 33, J. Sean Lewis.
Over at third, pinning on the infield grass about 12 feet as the first pitch is delivered for a strike. Well, Moore, a decent relief pitcher, came in with a 2.21 earned run average. We did score a run off of him in 2 2/3 innings the first time we played. So the next pitch is delivered high for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. Nicholas County on Monday will be our next game over in Carlisle. The 1-1 pitch is way inside this time. This count goes 2-1. We'll return home on Wednesday to take on Great Crossing. Busy week next week. And the 2-1 is a chopper foul to right side. Trying to field it was Coach Feeback, and unsuccessfully so. First base coach. The count goes even at 2-2 on the leadoff batter for the Breds here in the bottom of the fourth. No score. Luckily, Lewis batting nearly 400 with 2 strikes on him. Slaps one to the left side. Backhanded by Pop, the shortstop. His throw to first base is in time to retire Lewis for the first out. They'll bring Cliffy McElvain back to the plate. Cliffy, a ground ball out to short when he came to bat before. 10 straight batters have now been retired by Flyers pitching a combo of Myers and Moore. Keep saying enough. I'm hopefully jinxing it so that we'll get somebody on base. Left-handed pitching Moore's first pitch is going to be inside for a ball. Stepping back in the box now is number 25 as Moore gets the sign from Armstrong. And the pitch is going to be on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Count evens up at 1-1. This is not the same Flyer team we saw last month. The 1-1 pitch is going to bounce up there. This count goes 2-1. Well, the Batcats tonight taking on South Carolina. Batcats struggling for their hopes of getting into the NCAA tournament. Right now squarely on the bubble, as are the Gamecocks. UK 22-17. South Carolina make that 27-17. South Carolina 28-17. Here's a bouncer to short. Double pumping Pop. His throw to first base is in time to get McElvain. So 2 outs now in the inning for Gunnar Cole. Cole, a ground ball out to short when he came to bat before. In the conference, the Batcats 11-13, South Carolina 12-12. So 2 teams almost with identical types of seasons. Along with tonight's game, they'll play at 6:30 tomorrow night. I'll take that back. Tonight's game is at 6:30, so they've already started. They'll play at 2 o'clock tomorrow and 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. We need a sweep, but 2 out of 3 will be okay. Next pitch is swung on and tipped foul by Cole. 0-1 the count. 2 out, nobody on for the Breds here in the bottom of the fourth of a scoreless game. Let's see, we've only gotten a couple of balls out of the infield. Franklin County, they've gotten 3. Next pitch is a looper and right into the glove of Myers for out number 3. So for the 4th consecutive inning, The Braves go down 1, 2, 3. And as we head now to the top of the fifth, your score, Harrison County nothing and Franklin County nothing. You're listening to Braves Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, head to the top of the fifth inning. No score in this contest between the Braves and the Flyers. Your numbers through the first four are pretty simple. For Franklin County, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They've left 3. For Harrison County, zeros across the board. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Here in the top of the fifth inning, the bottom third of the order coming up for Franklin, Kylan Penn, Landon Armstrong, and Ethan Robinson. J.D. Kendall, the starter for the Braves, back on the mound. He has given up 1 hit and 2 walks while striking out 1, but has not allowed a runner as far as second base. Craig Kraft, the third baseman, over at right on the edge of the grass on his side of the field. First delivery to the plate is going to hit the batter on the backside. So Penn gets the free pass on down to first. That is his team-leading 4th time getting hit by a pitch this season. Marks the first time or second time in as many innings that
Now
Franklin
pitching
County has gotten their
number
leadoff batter
24,
aboard.
Lyndon Moore.
Lyndon Moore now batting for Armstrong. So mark that in here. Of course, Moore came in to pitch a couple of innings ago. Squares to bunt and misses it for strike 1. Pitch that was high and outside. The 5th. Let's see, Lyndon Moore on the season. He's batting .213 on 10 of 47. 7 runs scored and 3 RBIs. Look over to first base by Kendall. And now a throw that direction, but not in time, as diving back was Penn. He led off the inning by getting hit by a pitch. Get an insurance agent that gets you covered like an All-American center fielder. That's Dan Furnish here in Harrison County. Call 234-4514 to talk to Dan. Here's another throw over, but once again, it's a little tardy. Well, last night the Reds lost the first of a 4-game series to Colorado, 13-8, to drop their record to 16-8 on the year. As Kendall peers in to get the sign from Muth. And now the ball is tipped foul for strike 2. The Rockies took off on a 10-0 lead in that ball game last night with 3 in the first, 5 in the fourth, and then single runs in the 5th and the 6th. But then Cincinnati came back with an 8-run 8th to make things interesting, but that initial 10-run deficit too much to make up as they eventually lost by 5. They're playing tonight at 8:40. Another throw to first, not in time. Tomorrow they'll play at night again at 8:30 before a Sunday afternoon contest at 3:10. Tonight, Wade Miley pitching for the first time since he threw that no-hitter against Cleveland last week. He's having a very nice year, 4-2 with a 2.00 earned run average. Meanwhile, Herman Marquez pitching for the Rockies. He's 1-4 with a 5.49 earned run average. Next pitch to the plate's outside and high. Ball and 2 strikes now the count to Moore. A lot of goose eggs up on that scoreboard, as you might imagine. the pace of the game has been extraordinarily slow. Stretch by Kendall, and the pitch to the plate is, just off the edge of the outside part of the plate. Gosh, that was close. Count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lucas Harrington has taken over behind the plate. So I'll mark him in here. Look over to first where Kilpula continues to hold Penn on. And the break-even pitch is outside. Runs the count full at 3-2. Well, it's only the 54th pitch thrown by Kendall, so he's being very efficient here today. Especially after you consider he threw 16 pitches in the first. And 18 in the second. 5 in the third, and then 9 more in the fourth. Here's a batted ball into left field near the line. Lewis is there for out number 1. So with 1 down and that runner still at first, the 9th place hitter, Ethan Robinson,
Now
returns to the plate.
Number 3, Ethan Robinson.
Robinson grounded out to second when he came to bat before. Now steps in there. Over at third, Craycraft still several steps in on the infield grass in case Robinson decides to lay one down. He doesn't show bunt. Here's a bouncer to first. The only play for Kilpula is at first base, where the second out is retired. But on down to second base goes Penn, the first batter or first runner in the game for either team to get into scoring position, and it comes with 2 outs in the 5th.
Number 23, Brady Hawkinsmith.
Brady Hawkinsmith, the leadoff batter, will now come to the plate. He's grounded out twice, once to the mound and another time to shortstop. He'll try to get something going for his Flyers, or else get a base hit that could possibly score Penn from second. Flyers have gotten just 1 base hit in the game, but have had a couple of walks. Here's a pop-up down the right field line, and it's going to drop safely. It's just too far for Cameron White to have to run. Strike 1, the count to Brady Hawkinsmith. Kellyan's Pizza serving up great food, just like the Breads and Phillies are serving up strikeouts. Call 298-2048 to order for pickup or delivery right now. Kendall awaits the batter, Hawkinsmith, to get back in the batter's box, which he does now with an 0-1 count on him. 2 outs, a runner on second. The Flyers, for the first time in the game, threatening. Score still tied at 0. And the pitch is sliced foul over the Breads dugout and down to Shirley Field, where the count will go to 0-2. Once again, the Phillies will be playing at 9:30 in the morning against Grant. There will be 3 games, and then the Phillies will take to the field again about 4:30 to play Bracken County. Phillies will be looking for their 20th win of the season tonight over at the Franklin County Triangle. Here goes the runner. Kendall has him picked off by about a half a mile. And that'll be the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. And as it ends up, nobody was left on base. As we head now to the bottom half of the 5th, your score remains Harrison County nothing and Franklin County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mack Whitaker Field. We're heading to the bottom of the 5th. with no score in this contest between the Brads and the Flyers. Harrison County has yet to get a base runner. A couple of pitchers for the Flyers have kept the Brads off balance. In his 2 innings of work, Bennett Myers faced just 6 batters and struck out 2. And now in 2 innings of work, Lyndon Moore has done the same, inducing 4 ground ball outs. It'll be the middle third of the order coming up. Cameron White, Corey Vaughn, and Connor Kilpala to try to at least get on base against Lyndon Moore. Some of your top winning streaks in the state went by the wayside last night. Bowling Green, who had won 17 straight games, lost yesterday at Glasgow 9-5, so their 17-game streak comes to an end. 8th ranked Covenant Catholic, they've now won 18 games in a row. That's tops in the state this season. Raceland, they lost at home to East Carter last night 8-4 to stop their 13-game win streak. So the second longest winning streak in the state right now belongs to the Mustangs of McCracken County, the 3rd-ranked team in the state. It's won a dozen games in a row. First pitch to the plate is taken for ball 1 by White. Cameron struck out his first time up. Next pitch from Moore is going to be low for a ball as the count goes to 2-0. Cameron coming into the game had reached base 11 straight games. So now would be a good time to extend that stretch. So next pitch is delivered inside for ball 3. 3-0 to count now. White has only walked 9 times this season. His next pitch is taken all the way and finds its way across the letters 4 strike 1. Cameron also on the wings of a 6-game hitting streak and has scored a run in 6 straight games. All those are on the line. The 3-1 is outside ball 4. So a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 5th gets the first thoroughbred on base in the game. It also extends Cameron's stretch of getting on base to 12 games in a row. Corey Vaughn to the plate. He struck out his first time up.
Corey Vaughn.
Over at first, Myers will be holding White on. Cameron on the year has stolen 5 bases. The first pitch hits Corey right in the meat of the back. It's one of those you could hear. Ouch. Vaughn hit for the 6th time this season, and the first 2 thoroughbreds have reached here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, that'll extend Corey's stretch of getting on base now to 8 straight games. And we'll have a pinch hitter as Elijah Harris will bat for Connor Kilpala. So pencil Elijah in here in the 5th with runners on first and second and nobody out.
Now pinch hitting number 5, Elijah Harris.
Harris batting .250 on 16 out of 64. A double, a triple, and 6 RBIs. He's also scored 20 runs. See, bunts at but misses the first pitch for strike 1. Elijah leads the team in walks with 18, leading to a .448 on base percentage. Now we'll try to do something to get White home. Over at first, Myers in on the infield grass as well. Here's a bunt attempt and fouled off by Harris for strike 2. Well, just because there's a 2-strike count does not necessarily mean that Harris will not be trying a bunt again. To finish up the longest winning streaks in the state, Clay County and top-ranked Trinity have both won 10 games in a row. And 16th-ranked Taylor County has won 9 straight games. Those are your longest winning streaks in the state right now. Next pitch is up high for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Stepping back into the batter's box is number 5. Moore from the stretch. The pitch is up high again to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So after retiring the first 12 batters in a row, Franklin County has given up back-to-back base runners to start off the 5th. A walk to White and Corey Vaughn being hit by a pitch. Break-even pitch to Harris is going to be sent foul and out of play to the left side. So the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harris takes a look down to coach before stepping back in the batter's box. Wheels the bat around, hoping to get a little base hit here. And here's a bouncer that's going to be in the hole between short and third. Rounding third, but holding up there will be White as the left fielder Golson got in on the ball pretty quickly. But the bases are loaded with thoroughbreds with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. That base hit by Harris, the first hit of the day for the Breds. Malachi Feeback will come in now to bat for Craycraft. So pencil Malachi in here in the 5th.
Malachi Feeback.
Feeback on the season, batting .263 on 5 out of 19. Has 3 doubles and 4 RBIs, and now a meeting on the mound between the battery and the infield, and also head coach Will Hoyt. If nothing else, just to settle Moore down just a little bit. He had been rocking right along up until this inning. Although Malachi has not played a whole lot, he has batted once with the bases loaded and was retired. So 0 for 1 in this situation. Field umpire now wandering towards the mound to try to break up the meeting. And just like happens at the major league level, it's almost like he timed the end of the meeting perfectly to arrive at the mound. Or vice versa. As we get back to ready to go, Feeback standing in there. Over at third, pin on the cut of the infield grass. The rest of the infield back as the first pitch is delivered for strike 1. A walk, a hit batsman, and a single. That's how the Breds have gotten the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th. The first run of the game just 90 feet away. And now a throw to first. It gets past the first baseman Myers, and racing home on the error will be White as Harrison County takes a 1-0 lead. Just a bad throw by Moore. Plain and simple. Also on the play, Corey Vaughn moves to third. So E1 definitely on that play. So now runners on the corners. Tapping the plate with his bat, Feeback. And now time called as Coach Whitaker will call Feeback about halfway down the third base line. Well, as we said, the Preakness going on tomorrow. Medina Spirit going off at 9 to 5. He'll be in the third pole position in this 10-horse race. Concert Tour going off at 5 to 2. He'll be in the 10th gate for tomorrow's Preakness, which will take place at like 6:52 or some odd time like that. Here's a foul ball off of the press box. The count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Harrison County able to score here in this inning off the error by the pitcher, Lyndon Moore. 1-0 your score. In what has been really unanticipated tough ball game. Here's a shot into right center field, and it's going to go all the way to the fence on a hop. Scoring easily will be Vaughn. Right on his heels is Elijah Harris. He'll be sent home as well, and there will not be a throw. So a 2-run double by Malachi Feeback puts Harrison County in the lead, 3-0. Boy, he got every piece of that pitch and sent it the opposite way. Good job by Feeback to go with the pitch, which was a little bit outside. All right. That will bring J.D. Kendall to the plate, but first, I think we're about to have a pitching change. So we'll see who gets the ball. And so far, at least I can't tell who he's giving it to. Now he'll hand it over to number 10, which is Cameron McDonald. So while Cameron McDonald takes his warm-up pitches, your situation is this. We are in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Harrison County has just scored the first 3 runs of the contest to take a 3-0 lead. They've got a runner on second base and nobody out. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County now with a 3-0 lead with 3 runs here at the bottom of the 5th. They'll face a new pitcher, the 3rd pitcher of the day for the Flyers. Following in the footsteps of Bennett Myers and Lyndon Moore will be Cameron McDonald. McDonald making his 7th appearance, his 6th in relief. He's thrown 7 2/3 innings, giving up 17 hits and 10 walks while striking out 2. He's given up 18 runs, 16 of which have been earned. His record of 0-1 with a save and a rather lofty ERA of 14.61. He's been called on to put out the fire that Harrison County has started here in the bottom of the 5th after having the first 4 innings going down in order, 1, 2, 3. The first 4 batters have reached here in the 5th. J.D. Kendall, the main beneficiary of this rally, the pitcher for Harrison.
J.D. Kendall.
He had a ground ball out to second when he came to bat before. Down at second base is feedback. He just got done doubling. First pitch is inside for ball 1. McDonald, a sophomore, much like the batter Kendall. JD on the year, 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Look back at second by McDonald, and the pitch to the plate's a bouncer to the right side. Second baseman Robinson has it. He'll get it over to first base to McDonald, the pitcher covering for out number 1. It was really a nice play by McDonald as the throw kind of handcuffed him, but he was able to hang on to get that out, 3-1. That'll bring Bodie Muth to the plate, or a pinch hitter, Lucas Harrington. So Harrington batting in Muth's
Now
spot.
batting, number 3, Lucas Harrington.
Of course, Lucas came in a couple of innings ago defensively. Now we'll get a chance to bat. Left-handed hitting catcher awaits the first delivery. Here it comes. It's going to be bunted to the left side. A safety squeeze. The third baseman Penn looks the runner back to third. Throws to first in time. Now hitting home and scoring will be feedback. So a good job by Malachi keeping his feet where they're supposed to be to make sure that Penn threw it. And as soon as Penn let loose, Malachi came racing home with the 4th run of the inning as Harrison County has taken a 4-0 lead.
33, Jay Shaw.
All right. Give Harrington the RBI, though, on the ground out. As the bases are empty, we'll have back to the top of the order in Jay Sean Lewis. Lewis 0 for 2, a fly ball out to left. He's also grounded out to short. Lewis has reached base in 10 consecutive games, so we'll need to get him aboard here. First pitch is outside for a ball. Lewis has also scored in 6 straight games. That's on the line as well, as this very well may be his last chance at the plate. McDonald wheels and fires the 1-0, which is inside for ball 2. In his 2+ innings of work, Lyndon Moore gave up 4 runs, all 4 earned, a couple of base hits, walked a batter and hit a batter. Here's a bouncer to the right side. Second baseman Robinson is there and lets it go through the wickets for an error. Just didn't keep the glove down, and the ball goes harmlessly out to the right fielder. Second error of the inning committed by the Franklin County defense. They'll bring Cliffy McIlvaine back to the plate. Cliffy has
Now
grounded out
batting number
to short
25,
twice.
Cliffy McIlvaine.
Over at first, Lewis will be held on by Myers. As McDonald takes a look over there at him. Now steps off the back of the rubber. As McIlvaine stands in. Here's a throw to first, but diving back in time was Lewis. It was close. No doubt it was close, as you might be able to hear from the smattering of Flyer fans who have made their way from Franklin to watch their team play today. McIlvaine standing way up in the box, awaiting the next pitch to him. As McDonald glances over to first. And the pitch is up high. A pitch out. Here goes the runner down to second base, and the throw is not in time. Whoa. So a stolen base for Lewis. Now that time I'm going to say that they may have missed that one. But I'm not out there. The umpire is. Now Coach Wilhoit discussing with the field umpire whether he really saw what he just thought he saw. It's true. Coach probably still arguing about, well, yeah, by the way his body language is and the way he's pointing, he's still pointing over at that play at first base prior to the steal. Shadow of the third base dugout about halfway into the infield on its way to the mound. Now the home plate umpire starts wandering out towards the meeting on the field of play, and that's about the same time that Coach will be heading back to the dugout. So another runner in scoring position for the Breds with McIlvaine at the plate. 2 outs in the inning. Breds trying to tack on another insurance run, having scored 4 runs here in the 5th inning. A look back at second by McDonald. And now a fake throw back to second. Right now, the pitcher, McDonald, just trying to get out of the inning. Came on with nobody out. Here's a pop-up foul in behind the plate. Chasing after it is Armstrong, but he'll run out of room. The count goes even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Once again, the programming note, there will not be a game tomorrow. That game scheduled against Estill County at the Paris Invitational has been canceled for obvious reasons. So the Breds will next play on Monday in Carlisle. Look back at second base by McDonald, and the pitch is going to get away from him, but luckily for him, the catcher saw it sailing as well, and Armstrong able to climb the ladder to bring it down. Count does, though go to 2-1. It's a catchy tune, isn't it? I just heard this song wafting towards me. Next pitch is taken at the knees for a strike as the count goes to 2-2. It's interesting here at times, actually. The stretch by McDonald. And he thought about throwing back to second, but just as a matter of chasing Lewis back to the bag, just trying to keep him close in case there is a base hit into the outfield. Next delivery is a base hit into the outfield, and it's not going to matter as this one may go close to the fence. Scoring easily will be Lewis. Trucking into second base is McIlvaine with the RBI double. And guess what, folks? Here in game number 25, Cliffy McIlvaine has just hit his first extra base hit of the season. All right, get that thing off of there. Get that 0 off of that stat. His 16th makes that his 13th RBI as well. Makes it a 5-0 game. Solid lick into right center field. Gunnar Cole now comes to the plate. The 9th man to bat in the inning. He's grounded out to short and also lined out to first. And Braxton Grubb's going to be a pinch hitter. So put Grubb in Cole's place, at least to bat. Cole will probably be back in the field in the next half inning.
Pinch hitting, number 9, Braxton Grubb.
Grubb on the season, batting .227 on 10 of 44, but does have a triple and tied to the team lead in home runs with 2. His most recent home run against these Flyers back on April the 17th. Down at second base, McIlvaine takes his lead as the pitch is thrown. A bouncer back to the mound, gloved by McDonald. Should be an easy play as he throws to first, and it is for out number 3. But the Reds make some hay as they score 5 runs in the inning. There were 3 base hits, a couple of errors committed by the Franklin County defense, and 1 runner left. So as we head now to the top of the 6th year score, Harrison County 5 and Franklin County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. All righty, back up here at the Hilltop. Harrison County, by virtue of 5 runs in the bottom half of that 5th inning, have taken a 5-0 lead over our visitors from Frankfort. Harrison County now will try to hold on as J.D. Kendall goes back to the mound, the starter for Harrison County. He's now in his 6th inning of work. Other defensive changes to tell you about. Malachi Feeback is at first, and Brian Vaughn has moved to third. And who's at second? Oh, it's Elijah probably. Yeah. Harris has moved to second.
Batting number 23, Brady Hawkinsmith.
First delivered to the leadoff batter, Brady Hawkinsmith, is grounded to short. Bobbled by McIlvaine, picks it up, throws on to first base in time to retire Hawkinsmith with the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 down.
Now batting, number 10, Cameron McDonald.
Bring Cameron McDonald to the plate. Began the game as the designated hitter. Now is on the mound. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly ball out to center field. Right now on the pitching rubber, Kendall standing in the shadow of the light pole. As McDonald awaits the first pitch to him. He was 0 for 2 when these two teams played in Frankfort. Swings and tips the first pitch foul into the mid of Herring. 1 out, nobody on for Franklin here in the 6th. They trail 5-zip. Harrison County leads the all-time series 23-8. This is the 32nd meeting. Next pitch is delivered and sent into center field. Cole takes about 5 steps to his right and makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down brings Bennett Myers back to the plate. He has walked and singled in the game. Owns the only base hit for Franklin in this contest.
Number 22, Bennett Myers.
Talking about the Reds being 23-8 against Franklin. In our last 5 games against the Flyers here on the Hilltop, our record just 3-2. Winding and firing the first pitch is Kendall. It's going to be outside for a ball. Well, when these two teams got together before, Harrison County's pitcher, Corey Vaughn, gave up just 1 hit, and Kendall, through the first now 5 2/3, has given up just 1 base hit. Next delivery is on the outside part of the plate for a strike to even things up at 1-1 to the UT signee. Taps the plate with his bat. Kendall, as has been the case all game, pitching very deliberately. And the delivery is outside or fouled off to the right side for strike 2. 1-2 the count now. Only one flyer has gotten as far as second base, that Kylan Penn last inning, who was caught trying to steal third. The wind and the 1-2 is fouled off again and out of play. So Myers staying alive in this plate appearance. Be interesting to watch his development after going down to Tennessee over the next few years. The wind and the next pitch is going to be down low to even up the count at 2-2. Franklin County needing 5 runs. You need to get them in the next 4 outs. So it would behoove them to get a runner on base in this inning. Break-even pitch is slapped over the outstretched glove of the high-jumping Elijah Harris and into right field for a base hit. His second hit of the game and the Flyers' second base hit of the contest. So the inning stays alive for Austin Presley. Presley lined out hard to the mound his first time up. He's also grounded into a fielder's choice.
Now batting, number 30, Austin Presley.
Over at first, feedback will be holding Myers on. Don't think the big man will take off. His team down by 5 with 2 outs in the top half of the 6th, however. And the pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Taps the plate with his bat as he steps back into the box. And Kendall gets the sign from Harrington. A look over to first base. And the next pitch is going to be a little looper into center field. Cole coming on quickly, and he'll have enough time to get under it to make the third out. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We're heading to the bottom half of the 6th inning with your score. Harrison County 5 and Franklin County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mack Whitaker Field. We're heading to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Harrison County leading 5-0, getting all 5 runs last inning when they sent 9 batters to the plate. That followed a stretch in which the combination of Bennett Myers and Lyndon Moore had retired 12 in a row up to that point. 9 for 23. Landon Sparks is going in for Brady Hawkinsmith. So, okay, we'll catch that when they come to bat. Killian's Pizza serving up great food, just like the Breads and Phillies are serving up strikeouts. Call 298-2048 to order for pickup or delivery right now. Mason Smiley will be batting for Cameron White.
Now batting, number 36, Mason Smiley.
Smiley batting here in the 6th. On the year, Mason is batting .250 on 14 out of 56, has a couple of doubles and 17 RBIs. He's also scored 16 runs. He'll come into this plate appearance having reached base in 18 consecutive games. So basically to keep that string going, he's going to have to get on base here. No pressure. Cameron White walked and was struck out and scored a run in his 2 plate appearances, extending a couple of streaks for him. The first pitch is delivered and swung on a miss for strike 1. Back on the mound for his now first full inning of work in relief will be Cameron McDonald. Cameron White reaching earlier on for the 12th consecutive game. He also scored a run for the 7th straight game. His next pitch is right down the middle for strike 2. However, Cameron did not get a base hit, and that will end his 6-game hitting streak. Smiley steps back in as the dugout shadow reaches the mound. And the pitch is outside and high for a ball. 1-2 now the count to Smiley. The wind and the next pitch from McDonald is going to stay high. Evens things up at 2-2 to the leadoff batter for the Braves here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They lead 5-0. Number 36 crowding the plate just a bit. Opens up his stance. And the break-even pitch is low and outside to load up the count at 3-2. So after falling behind 0-2, Smiley has worked the count back to full. Now let's see if he can put the ball in play somewhere or pick up a base on balls. The wind and the payoff is going to be smacked past the third baseman and into left field for a base hit. So Mason Smiley continues to get on base as he's now reached in 19 straight games. So the runner on first and nobody out.
Number 14, Austin Nichols.
Austin Nichols will get the call to be a pinch hitter. So pencil Austin in here in the 6th. We'll look at his numbers after this first pitch. But first, a throw to first that gets past the first baseman. Another bad throw by the Flyer pitchers. And on down to second base on the air will go Smiley. Nichols on the season, batting .289 on 13 out of 45. Has a double and 8 RBIs. Now we'll stand in there with a runner on second base and nobody out. Looking back at second is McDonald. Now we'll step off the rubber. And now we'll go through all the motions again. Nichols, one of those 4 seniors honored earlier this week. Pitch is fouled off of the press box as the count goes to 0-1. Probably know about Snappy's Beast Pizza, but don't forget to try their calzones and sandwiches too. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235-SNAP. Thank you, Ryan. Looking into the dugout to get the sign is the catcher Armstrong before flashing it onto the mound. And now a step back off the rubber by McDonald will chase Smiley back to the bag. Second baseman Robinson and shortstop Pop trying to keep Smiley close as the next pitch is delivered for a strike. Now Nichols finds himself in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Braves trying to capture their 20th win if they can hold on to this lead. Which right now is 5-zip. The 0-2 delivery to the plate is going to bounce away from the catcher, Armstrong, and on down to third base on the wild pitch will go Smiley. So an insurance run just 90 feet away now for the Braves with a count of 1-2 on Vaughn, or make that Nichols, and still nobody out. Infield will stay back with the exception of the third baseman, Penn, who will stand at the edge of the infield grass. Here's a chopper right to him. Looks back the runner, throws to first base in time to retire Nichols for the first out. Elijah Harris will come to the plate now. He singled and scored when he came to bat before. He'll stand in there now with that runner still at third.
Number 5, Elijah Harris.
Braves doing all of their damage in the 5th inning when they sent 9 batters to the plate, scoring 5 runs. The first 4 batters reached, in fact, in that particular inning. First pitch to Harris is high and inside for ball one. Unless they can come back, Franklin County will see their record on the year drop to 5-14 with their second loss to the Thoroughbreds this season. The wind by McDonald, and the pitch is going to stay high again for ball two. Along with the game against Nicholas County and Carlisle next week. On Monday, we'll host Great Crossing at 5:45 on Wednesday, and then play at Brooksville to take on Bracken County at 5:15 on Thursday. Next pitch taken for a strike. 2-1 now the count to the batter, Elijah Harris. Taking his lead down from third is Smiley. The wind and the pitch is tipped foul into the mitt of Armstrong as the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seems like most of the folks that started out the game with us have stuck around for this one. It's been a good one. Anytime the Breds win, it's a good one. And right now we lead 5-0. Next pitch is an excuse me foul ball by Harris as the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harris trying to get a base hit here that would bring Smiley home. Winding and firing the next pitch. The break even is down low for ball 3. That'll load up the count at 3-2. Reds will be taking to the field here in about 45 minutes in their second game of the 4-game series against Colorado. They lost last night 13-8, the Reds did, to drop to 17-18 on the year, while the Rockies improved to 13-23. Payoff pitch is fouled off again. So a couple of 2-strike foul balls by Harris have kept him alive in this plate appearance. As this game itself moves past the 2-hour mark. Now the home plate umpire, feeling like the plate's not clean enough, will dust it off a bit. I don't know what somebody said, but Armstrong turned around and basically told him to cool it. So now we're back to ready to go. McDonald winds and fires the 3-2 once again, and it's going to be on the outside corner for strike 3. So the second out of the inning is recorded. That runner's still at third. And back to the plate comes Malachi Feeback. Feeback doubled into right center and drove in a couple of runs his last time to the plate. He's also scored a run.
Pinch hitting number 24, Malachi Feeback.
Feeback getting that big hit with the bases all loaded up. Now we'll step out of the batter's box. Down from third wanders Smiley, and the pitch to Feeback is fouled off for strike 1. I don't know most of the horses in the Preakness tomorrow, but I think I'm going to go with Concert Tour. Right now going off at 5-2 in the 10th pole position. Here's a throw to third, but scampering back and plenty of time is Smiley. It'll be weird if one of Baffert's horses wins and he's not there. Next pitch is outside as the count goes even at 1-1. Number 24 levels the bat as the pitcher McDonald gets the sign from Armstrong. And the 1-1 pitch is going to be sent into center field, going back Hawkins Smith. He's got a beat on it, and we'll bring it in near the fence for out number 3. No runs. There was 1 base hit. There was also a Franklin County error and 1 man left aboard. So as we head now to the top of the 7th, your score remains Harrison County 5 and Franklin County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, J.D. Kendall returns to the mound to try to pick up the complete game win as his team leads 5-0. Kendall trying for what would be his third complete game of the season. In fact, he got a complete game victory in his last outing that was against Pendleton County back on May the 6th. Also, interestingly enough, with the shutout going on right now for J.D., in 4 of his, well, not yet, in 3 of his previous 5 appearances, he did not give up an earned run. So trying to get it to where that number is 4 out of 6.
Number 5, Carson Hawkinsmith.
Carson Hawkinsmith, Jacob Golson, and Kylan Penn will be coming to the plate for the Flyers. Carson has had a fly ball out to center field and also a liner to third. First delivery to the plate is going to be outside for ball 1. That is just the 70th pitch of the ball game for Kendall, who has given up just a couple of base hits, both of them to Bennett Myers. He's also walked a couple of batters and struck out 1. Next delivery to the plate is going to be sent into left field, and there to catch it will be Lewis for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down for Jacob Golson. He's walked and had a fly ball out to left field. We'll try to start a rally for his team.
Now
they're down by 5.
26, Jacob Golson.
Problem is, in their 18 games, the Flyers have scored 5 runs or more just 5 times. The wind and the pitch is going to be popped up to the left side, but it's going to sail out of play. 0-1 the count. Feedback at first defensively. Harris at second. Brian Vaughn is now at third. Lucas Harrington behind the plate. Golson, a left-handed batter. Awaits the next pitch, does the 8th grader, and it's going to be swung on and missed for strike 2. So 2 strike count with 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the 7th for Franklin. Over at third, Brian Vaughn a couple steps in on the infield grass as Kendall wheels and fires the 0-2 pitch, which is outside and high. Count goes to 1-2. Once again, tomorrow the Phillies will be playing in their triangle up here. They'll start things off at 9:30 against Grant County and then play at 4:30 against Bracken with some games in between. Here's a shot into center field. Going back is Cole, waits and grabs it for out number 2. Kylan Penn, the last hope for the Flyers, will come to the plate now.
Now batting, number 18, Kylan Penn.
He's had a fly ball out to left. He's also been hit by the pitch. And he's also the only Flyer to get as far as second base. That happening back in the 5th when he was hit by a pitch. And moved to second on a ground ball out. He subsequently was caught stealing. First delivery to him here is taken for a strike. The only strikeout that Kendall has in the game came with 1 out in the 1st inning when he struck out McDonald. Peers in to get the sign from his catcher Harrington, and the 0-1 is going to be a bouncer to third. Brian Vaughn gobbles it up, fires across the diamond to Chris Coy, who's now at first base for out number 3, and the Reds win by a final score of 5-0. Good win by our guys against a couple of good pitchers for Franklin, but took advantage of some breaks in that 5-run 5th inning. And that's all he needed to win, 5-0. Harrison County now with 20 wins on the season for the 39th time in Coach Whitaker's tenure here. Reds now 20-5 overall. Meanwhile, Franklin County loses its 3rd in a row and drops to 5-14. We invite you to stay tuned. Show brought to you by Dustin Rose out at Farm Bureau. We'll go over all the numbers for you, as well as have a conversation with a member of the Harrison County coaching staff, as well as name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. All that coming up after this timeout. But once again, from here at Mack Whitaker Field on the Hilltop, your final score, Harrison County 5 and Franklin County nothing. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mac Whitaker Field, Harrison County wins its 20th game of the season against 5 losses, a 5-0 victory over the Franklin County Flyers that for the first 4 innings looked like that neither team was going to get anybody to second base. But then in the bottom of the 5th, Harrison County sent 9 men to the plate, scoring 5 runs to eventually win by that 5-0 margin. And that was just about it for Harrison County. Was what they did in that 5th inning is they were shut out and didn't get a runner on base in their first 4 innings and only got 1 batter on in the 6th inning. So, hey, whatever works. Meanwhile, J.D. Kendall pitches a very nice game, gives up just a couple of base hits and a couple of walks. Did strike out 1 in a shutout win, his 3rd complete game of the year, and his 2nd shutout as well. Joined now by head coach Mac Whitaker. And, Coach, first of all, congratulations on your 20th win. If my calculating was correct, it's your 39th 20-win season.
That's amazing.
That is
Very
amazing.
much. I'm humbled and honored and really excited that, we can keep this going, especially with this young bunch of kids.
Right.
I wasn't here the other night and was disappointed with some things, and I let a couple kids have it tonight before we got going, and you can't play like we did Wednesday night, and you can't
Right.
have the things happen to us, and you notice that we didn't make the same base running mistake
Right.
at third base tonight. They got to learn. That's just routine. You don't make those kind of base running mistakes. But tonight, JD did great.
Yes, he did.
JD did great. We faced a very good pitcher. He has already committed to Tennessee,
Right.
and he throws it really well. And we battled. We battled with him, and that was his first night back. And so he's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to beat somebody like that. And they've got a couple really nice players, and the last pitcher did a good job. And we battled in that 1 inning because
Right.
we hadn't got a hit. And, I think was Elijah our first hit.
Whoever led off that inning, no, Cameron. Well, Cameron. Oh, yeah, Elijah was our first hit. Yeah,
That's what I
sure
thought.
was.
Got on base, but Elijah got the first hit. And,
Right.
And we set some people tonight, not for any reason except let some other kids play.
Sure.
I mean, they want to play too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're having a good season, and you got to give them chances. And I wanted Jacob. Jacob's doing a great job. Jacob's a good ball player, and Connor, and so you just let some kids play, and then at the end you try to get some people some at bats, and still try to win the game and
Right.
do what we have to do. And it's a good win. We made some plays on defense, and we're getting to the point where defense doesn't hurt us, and
Right.
we're making plays, and we got to be able to do that on a like the other day up at Scott. We got to get used to that fields like
Yes.
that, make the adjustments, and if you don't beat yourself. Our outfield's playing super. They're
Oh,
going
yeah.
after balls and making plays, and Coach Harris is doing a good job getting them in position because we position between every pitch almost
Right.
because of what pitch we're throwing to the batter. And Jay's throwing good. Didn't have a good breaking ball tonight. We got to work on that.
Yeah.
But when you can throw strikes and your defense doesn't hurt you, we got a chance to be okay there. And I'm happy for the kids and happy that we able to pull one out, and still play a decent close game. We took advantage and had some things happen that inning. Got the safety squeeze down.
Yeah.
We hadn't done that for a while. We practiced that, and Lucas got that down. And I gave Bodie a chance behind the plate a little bit. We got to give him some time back there. And,
Yeah. Well, you never know
it's
when an injury
well,
might
that's what
happen.
I mean. It wasn't that Lucas is not. He's doing fine, and everything's going fine. We just want some other kids to get the opportunity in a varsity game. It's
Right.
not the same when you put them out there in the JV. It's a different feeling and different pressure, and so you do what you can to get everybody out there and get them some time and see what we can come up with for not only now but next year. And,
Sure.
And at the same time, try to make sure that we're prepared and ready to go when it counts. We got a game tomorrow. Play at 3:00. Play Grant County tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
That's been changed. Estill County decided not to participate, and he was trying to make sure we could get a game, so he got a hold of, did something anyway. He told me we play Grant County at 3:00 tomorrow. So
Gotcha.
same time, same everything, and we'll be there. And we're getting our pitching rounding out. It was good that JD went tonight because I wanted to save. We got 2 extra tomorrow in case I need
Just
them,
in
and who
case,
knows
right.
what might happen. So we're just trying to prepare and get ourselves in shape for the tournament time, and we got a little over 2 weeks to get that done.
Right. And, there's still little things we got to work on, but there's nothing that's really wrong with this team that can't be corrected in the next week and a half.
We're taking too many strikes. We're taking too many third strikes. You got to battle harder. You can't be satisfied walking back to the dugout, looking, not making
Yeah.
an attempt. I don't mind. If you strike out going down, swinging, that's fine. But it just kills a team when you look at that third strike and now you got to walk back to the dugout and you didn't move a runner or you didn't do. You just got to battle harder. It's
Yeah.
so much easier to stand there and strike three and then walk back. It takes somebody's got some guts to get in there and fight and
Right.
not give in. It might make the pitcher throw 5 or 6 more pitches or whatever it might be, but you got to work harder at it,
Yeah.
and that's part of the game. And things that we got to learn because we're still fairly young.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of young kids out there, and we had Elijah twice try to get the bunt down and then didn't, but got a hit. So we got things we got to work on for
Oh, yeah.
sure, but we'll see what we can come up with and battle and good thing about baseball, we go back again tomorrow and
That's right.
go right back at it.
Yeah.
We don't have to wait a week or 2 or 3 days. We right back at it again tomorrow.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Jim.
At Thoroughbred Baseball Coach Mac Whitaker after Harrison County's 5-0 win over Franklin County here on the Hilltop tonight. We'll take a break and tell you how this game transpired after this timeout. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mac Whitaker Field. Harrison wins 5-0, and as Coach and I were talking about, everything that happened in the 5th inning. Harrison County went down in order to the combination of Myers and Moore in their first 4 complete innings. So 3 up and 3 down 4 straight times. But then in the bottom of the 5th, Cameron White finally broke that string as he picked up a base on balls. Then, after that, Corey Vaughn was hit by a pitch. The very next pitch. Puts running on first and second. Then Elijah Harris came in to pinch hit and got an infield single to load the bases. Malachi Feedback was then called upon to pinch hit and sent a ringing double to right center field, driving in 2 runs to put Harrison County in the lead 2-0. After a ground ball out, Lucas Harrington came in and drove in a run with a ground out. Harrison County's lead had grown out to 4, make that 3-0. Next batter, Jay Sean Lewis, bounced one to the right side that was muffed by the second baseman for an error, allowing another run to score. And then the 5th and final run of the inning came home on the first extra base hit of the season by Cliffy McIlvain, a double to right center field to make the score 5-0, and that's how the game ended. Your numbers for the Franklin County Flyers, who are now 5-14 on the year, no runs on 2 hits. They commit both the errors that were committed in the ball game and left 4 runners stranded. Meanwhile, for Harrison County, 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors. They left 2 as the Breds are now 20-5 on the season. As we mentioned, the 39th time in Coach Whitaker's tenure that he has won at least 20 games. Quite the accomplishment there. We'll take a break, come back, and name our Judy Construction Company player of the game after this timeout. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Friday back here at the Hilltop. Time to name our Judy Construction Company player of the game, and I'm going to give it to Mr. J.D. Kendall. J.D. with the shutout win, his third complete game of the season, his second shutout. Gave up just 2 base hits over his 7 innings of work. He also walked a couple of batters and hit a batter and struck out 1. So a good performance as he kept around the plate. That's the most important thing that Kendall did, is he was able to pitch that complete game on just 77 pitches. So does what his coaches have talked about to him before as far as being efficient on the mound. So congratulations, J.D. Kendall, our Judy Construction Company player of the game. Once again, our next game will be tomorrow at 3 o'clock over at the Paris Invitational, but instead of Estill County, the Braves will be playing Grant County. We'll have all the action for you right here on WCYN. Hopefully, though, you can join us in person over at Cary Barr Field. It's not that far away, and it's supposed to be a pretty day. So come on over and support your Thoroughbreds as they take on Grant County in the Paris Invitational. Want to thank Ryan for doing the streaming tonight, as he always does. Also want to thank our engineer back at the station, Mike Davis, who always does a great job. And as always, want to thank all of our sponsors, because without their help, we would not be able to get Harrison County High School baseball on the air. So from the Hilltop at Mack Whitaker Field, your final score for the final time, Harrison County 5 and Franklin County nothing. Good evening, everyone.